Good morning, traders. Welcome back to another live day trading session. I'm your host, Johnny Trades. Today is October 27th, 2025. It is 7:29 my time, so the market literally opens in 10 seconds, and we are excited to see what happens. See what trades we can make today, and let us go. Let us go. Here we are. Now I am looking at SoundHound AI for a pullback below the moving average to about $18. We'll see what happens if we get it or not. The markets have pushed up substantially overnight. QQQ pushing up to 628 overnight. We did cover this in our Sunday night stock talk, and we were able to watch that react when the market opened on those overnight hours. Pulled back a little bit to those 622 levels and now pushing up. QQQ in the overall Nasdaq market is now at $625. Amazing, just beautiful. SoundHound did dip below just slightly. I want to get in on this trade for the long haul, but I do believe it can pull back a little bit more. So I am waiting for that to happen. What is going off here? INTC. Okay, $39. INTC with a nice pop. We were expecting this as well. It was either going to dip below or push up higher off of this moving average right here. So it did do that very nicely. I'm not going to chase this stock though, as it can get rejected pretty easily right off of that $39 level and continue to sell off. QQQ holding. Waiting to see if Sound will continue to sell off. It is below that moving average, as you can see right there. Or if it's going to push up higher. You guys are all having a great start to your day. Looking for a sell-off. Waiting for a sell-off. We'll see what happens here. Does it sell off or does it push higher? Just hit my 1870 alert. Again, I do not want to chase this. Can continue to sell off. SoFi selling off aggressively this morning. Intel pushing up. Been a pretty solid trade here, even at 39. It's already up to 39.39 for Intel this morning. Very nice. I know from my past experience, anytime I chase, I usually get burned, so I'm not going to be chasing this. would have been better off to buy at that level. Sound, see how it's also retracing. I had a plan for Sound to pull back to about $18 for a nice continuation. It doesn't have to go according to plan. I believe it could sell off more. Intel is pushing. Wow, look at that green candle from Intel. That is insane. Wow, that's insane. It's up 4%. Intel is about to push up to $40. Very beautiful. From 38.33 at that moving average all the way up to 39.86. A full $1.50 move, or $1 move from open. QQQ is coming down, which should allow Sound to also come down with it. Be able to get a better average price around $18. Ford pushed all the way up to $14 on Friday, which was just insane. And now selling off, already back down almost 3% this morning. SPY and QQQ selling off slightly, which means if you think the sell-off will continue, buying in on SQQQ could allow you a decent profit. 1.5% to potentially 6% if QQQ comes back down. LUNR is at that resistance level. Sound continuing to get rejected, kind of consolidating at that level. SoFi, strong rejection, but back above that 45 EMA. Intel, can't believe that. Strong push up to 41.65, consolidated, pushed all the way down and got rejected, consolidated at support or that moving average, and now pushing up, already up 4% on the day. Hood continuing to push up. Nvidia holding above this resistance level, which could make it a new support level. AMD selling off to 255 from highs of 263 this morning. Amazon also selling off, retesting that 45 EMA. Google getting kind of rejected from that high there, pushing up to 266 and coming back down. Apple also below that resistance level. And Tesla pushing up from 438 all the way to 444 now. It is up 2.5%. We talked about all of these companies in our Sunday night stock talk last night when the market opened for those overnight trading hours. Let's see, Soundhound's short interest as a percent of float has fallen 12% since last report. According to exchange reported data, there are now 102 million shares sold short, which is 27% of all regular shares that are available for trading based on its trading volume. It would take traders 1.6 days to cover their short positions on average. Why short interest matters? Short interest is the number of shares that have been sold short but have not yet been covered or closed out. Short selling is when a trader sells shares of a company they do not own with the hope that the price will fall. Traders will make money from the short selling if the price of the stock falls, and they lose if it rises. Short interest is important to track because it can act as an indicator of market sentiment towards a particular stock. An increase in short interest can signal the investors have become more bearish, while a decrease in short interest can signal they have become more bullish. It is Monday, so let's not overcomplicate things. Let's be patient on our trade setups. Of course, the markets can continue to push up back to those 628 highs, and they could actually come back down, retest 622, even 617, ultimately 613. So still very early. Not much is happening right now. It's above it, it's below it, it's above it. Right now it's looking like markets can sell off though a little bit more aggressively. And here we go. We're going to start seeing some selling pressure. Look at Intel pushing a lot of consolidation, so we can see this thing begin to come back down. Sound selling off. It's about to get to our first alert here of 1840. That's what we want to see. If it gets below 1840, this thing can definitely sell off some more. And that's where we're going to get in. I'm looking to get in at about $18 on Sound to push up to 19, possibly even 20. QQQ pulling back, but still no breakup pattern just yet. We are waiting to get a bigger picture. Oh yeah, and my level 2 data. Now you can buy this. It is available for $2.99 on WEBULL. Hood is pushing, guys. Hood is pushing up. It's up 5.5%. Beautiful. Let's take a look at Beyond Meat. Beyond Meat is forming lower highs. It is continuing its selling pressure here. Okay, sounded our alert for 1860 again. It is just kind of being real choppy right here. SoFi with a big dip and a recovery. Intel starting to curl over. Tesla selling off, pumping, and now coming back down to test 443 as a previous resistance, now acting as a support. See if it can hold. QQQ, a lot of consolidation at this level. Doesn't know whether to go up or down, just kind of consolidating. My criteria and my trade setups are not being met at the moment, so I'm just here being patient, waiting for my setup. There's no point in forcing a trade if you do not have to. That is the quickest way to lose money, by trying to force a trade that isn't there. Pushing. QQQ just jumping above and below that moving average. Just really choppy. That's what we call choppy in the markets. Sound, again, just kind of doing the same exact thing. Intel holding at $40, showcasing that that is a strong support. This is a new strong support here. Sound pushing up. Could have already missed this wave from 1850s to 20. Would be about $1.50 per share. QQQ trying to hold. Really didn't want to chase this because it can still get rejected at that $19 level, 1908. Sound is up 5% though. Unfortunate we didn't grab some down here. It's a 2% move. It's okay to be patient and not force a trade. Intel potentially selling off. It's all about trading less and profiting more. Nice little pump, but it is going to get rejected here, looks like. We're going to have some sellers step in at $19. So we'll see if this gets rejected. A lot of sellers stepping in at 19. 19 is going to be a tough spot to break. Market is selling off. Here we go. Big sell off, big red candle on QQQ. Intel curling over. Hood curling over. That would have been a beautiful move from 1840s, 1850s up to 19. That's 50 cents per share. It's all about being patient, right? If I would have chased this right here at 19, we would already be down. Let's see if the Nasdaq continues to sell off, get down below 624.50 potentially, and break that level. We can see some more selling pressure. And there it is. There's that break down to 1624 or 624. 40, 42, 44. Does it hold? It is beginning to drop. Oh, let's see. Nice little recovery here. What's the news on INTC for the reason why it pushed up like this? It's a Monday. No, just kidding. Its price target was raised by Barclay from 25 to 35. So 35 is its new price target. And that's pretty much it. Barclay raises price target to 35 from 25. So again, this thing can come back down to $35 where it was sitting at for quite some time before. It was trading within this horizontal pattern between 35 and 38, which, you know, in this area you can make some really decent money. And now it did spike up to 41, sold all the way back off. So, I mean, this has a potential to go back down to 35 very easily. Doesn't mean it has to, but it can. QQQ on the 5-minute, just staying above that moving average. Very choppy. Soundhound selling off. So some negative news or Soundhound would be a hold. Its business model is still unproven and deeply unprofitable despite recent revenue growth acceleration. Sound posted a strong Q2 with 217 year-over-year sales growth, but gross margins growth lags. Indicating insufficient operating leverage and delayed break even for Sound. Despite that, it looks like there are still people who are trading this, who are getting in, but 19 looks like it's going to be hard to break 19. At least today, anyways. Everything is at a resistance at the moment. You know, Lunar's at resistance. Sound is hitting resistance at 19. I am going to showcase that here. 19 seems to be a very strong resistance today. So again, it's not about buying at the top, it's about buying at the bottom. SoFi holding above this previous resistance, so this could indicate signs of support. Cinex pushing up, which is Century Aluminum. 31.50. This could push up to 35 if it starts to go in its favor. 32.50 would also be another area of interest. Intel pushing up to 40.30. That is insane. Look at that giant green candle. Hood pushing up. Nvidia holding above still. AMD selling off. Amazon holding. Let's take a look at Open. Open had a nice little bounce, but finding some resistance at those 840 levels. So another level of resistance here at 840. Could break 840. We could see this thing push up a little bit more, but it looks like it's already made its move from 6s to 8s. Beyond Meat. Trying to push up. Doesn't mean it necessarily will. $0.50 profit potentially. I don't like how it's trading in like these micro numbers though, right? So it's at 2, it was just at 216, now it's down to 210, 209, 211.5, 211.68. There's just too much. Looks like 220 is going to be a hard resistance right around 220, and definitely not something that I would want to trade. SoFi getting rejected. Give me 1 second here. Huh? I love you too, honey. What's wrong? Oh, okay, I'll drive us, okay? Okay. All right, here we go. Is it going to break out at 19? It's possible. Akant R8P, what are you doing? Did you know use Beck language? No, I don't. Trading don't nice work. Choose others work. I'm not sure what you mean by that, man. But glad to have you here. Woo! Big breakout. Big breakout from Sound. Should we ride this wave up? Seems like we already missed it. A lot of upward momentum. Would have been nice to buy at 1850. We're going to be patient. See if I would have bought that. Look at that strong rejection. You don't have to bet against it. You don't have to buy at all-time highs. It's all about being patient. There's plenty of other trades that you can take. Are you interested in football? Nope, I'm not interested in football. Alright guys, well, I am gonna go take my daughter to school, and I will catch you all in the Discord. I'll keep you up to date on any trades that I may take today, but right now it looks like the markets are just really choppy. They're trying to push up. The trade I wanted to take seems to continue to get rejected at $19. It could push up higher, but I believe it can come down even more. And with that said, that's where we're going to end the live stream. So I appreciate you guys' time. And remember, not taking a trade is also trading too. Being patient and waiting for confirmation on trades is part of the game plan as well. So appreciate your time, and we will see you all in the next video. I have one coming out today around 2 p.m. So make sure you subscribe and smash that notification bell so you know when I do go live. Thank you guys, and you have a great rest of your day. And join our Discord, first link in the description below.